RFK Jr. has set the internet on fire ever since President Trump nominated him to be the secretary of the HHS. People have been going absolutely nuts, including mainstream media. So in this video, I really want us to have kind of three core conversations, which is one, this is what the internet is saying, which is mostly positive, I think. And two, this is what the mainstream media is saying, which is obviously mostly negative. And three, what are some actual concerns? Like whenever you look a little bit past the noise, what's the question behind the question? And do people who are, these top Democrat leaders, like, do they actually think Kennedy is the one for the job? So let's go ahead and talk about it. So real quick, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. If you like to have conversations like these, and if you like this show, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That really, really does mean a lot to me. So like we said, there's kind of this cultural shift happening right now, and it includes this photo of RFK Jr. sitting in a newsroom looking absolutely stern as can be, just very concerned look in his eyes. And I absolutely love it. And I saw this from Annie. She posted, whenever I'm about to open up a bag of chips, I picture RFK Jr. giving me this look. And I put the bag of chips down and I get myself a carrot. And now, there's a couple things I love about this. For one, I love that RFK Jr., he's not even in office yet. He hasn't even been appointed yet, but he is already helping people make better decisions. Yes, this is a joke, but even past the joke, there's always a little bit of truth, and I love this. Like I saw this from Gatorgar. He said, "Who did this?" And it's a video of a woman opening the fridge, grabbing a Dr. Pepper. She's about to open it, and then she looks at a photo on the fridge, and it is RFK Jr. It's the same exact photo. It's the same exact photo with this look on his face. And she sees this. She's about to crack open that cold one, but instead she says, never mind. I'm going to put this back, close the fridge with a water bottle. Again, RFK Jr. is not even in office, yet there's already this cultural, societal shift that's being had. And I love that in this moment, yes, RFK Jr., he's trying to get the food coloring out. He's trying to put some regulations on these food and drug companies. Yes, do that. That is so important. But what's additionally important is the fact that we have an attitude towards health, an attitude towards making better decisions, because some of this does have to do, with our decision that we make every single day. Are we going to choose to make something healthy for dinner, or are we going to choose to go and buy something that's maybe not unhealthy? So the fact that we are having and elevating these conversations and making them more front of mind, I just think this is absolutely great. We're even seeing people in Congress do this, right? I saw Anna Paulina Luna. She tweeted out this photo of RFK Jr. saying, POV, you opened a bag of Doritos in front of a mirror at 3 a.m. And what do you see? It's just RFK Jr. looking back at you. Right, saying, do you really want to do this? Right? Is this the decision you want to make? Is this the healthy version of you that you are wanting to become? And again, people are already making healthier decisions just because of his nomination. This is so iconic. Like, people, guys, the internet is really set on fire over RFK Jr. I saw Mario Naval. He made this post saying, America, meet the new Secretary of Health and Human Services. And it's just a video of RFK Jr. He looks like he's just at some outdoor gym. He has his shirt off. He's completely shirtless, just bench pressing, doing an incline bench press. And this is just nuts. My guy does like 10 reps here. It is insane. And he's like, he's barely struggling at the end. This is absolutely iconic. What else was iconic? I saw President Trump talk about RFK Jr. last night at the America First Always. And this is just so good. I thought it was incredibly heartwarming. And I believe every single person who's watching this will think the same thing. I just love seeing President Trump kind of elevate RFK Jr.'s name. And I just think it's fantastic. Check this out.
He's another great mind and a great guy and so popular. And I think he's right. He wants to make people healthy. It's driven him pretty wild over the last number of years. And The Democrats didn't treat him well. He was doing fantastically well. And I think they came out with some rule that you had to do this, Mike. You had to get 70 or 75% of the vote to qualify to be in the primary. That was a pretty tough thing to get. And he was doing incredibly well, and he decided he can't do it, went independent. Now he's with us all the way. And today I nominated him for, I guess, if you like health and if you like people that live a long time, it's the most important position, RFK Jr. Bobby? Good. And I just looked at the news reports. People like you, Bobby. Don't get too popular, Bobby. Oh, you know, you've reached about the level. Now, we want you to come up with things and ideas and what you've been talking about for a long time. And I think you're going to do some unbelievable thing. Nobody's going to be able to do it like you. And boy, does he feel it in his heart. So congratulations also to your family.
Nobody's going to be able to do it like you. I'm telling you, RFK Jr. is the best person for this job. He cares so much, and I think he's going to create some genuine impact here with this administration, and I'm so excited about it. Now, we're going to go into the bad. All right, that was all the good. That was the positive politics. Now we're going to go into the bad. And I don't mean to villainize Jake Tapper over here with CNN, but this is partly the bad. Before I go ahead and play this video real quick, guys, I have a newsletter where we continue having conversations like this, but we send them straight to your inbox. And I think it's really, really exciting. It's completely free to sign up. There is a paid option if you'd like to support me in that way, but go ahead, check it out. It's called Adam's Newsletter, where we talk about the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. I love it. Now, look at mainstream media completely freaking out over RFK Jr. recently with the Trump administration.
Well, America, I hope you like measles. Thanks to all of you. This just in, President-elect Donald Trump has just announced a new name to be.
Already, real quick, do you see that kind of vote shame here? Thanks to all of you. Like, come on, what is this? You don't talk to people this way. That's not cool.
Added to his incoming administration.
You're exactly right. He's just flooding the zone with shit to hope to get maybe other appointees down the line, because they got to absorb these bunch of idiots, right, that are coming out right now.
Oh my God. I mean, those of us who have spent our lifetime, kind of decades working in and around in HHS, I'm not kidding, Nicole, my texts are flying off the chain, both Democrats and Republicans saying, this can't be real. Someone must have gotten this wrong. This can't be possible. And now the second underlying chain, if there's some silver linings, the second thought I had is he can't get confirmed, can he? But
I don't know what you want me to say. I am just at a loss because we're watching something happen in slow motion that is terrifying. You know, the reason we have a great country is because there are pillars in place. There are columns and structures, just like in your house, columns and pillars that you don't see. But they keep things in a good place. They keep things in a good direction. We have healthy children because there are people who've made sure that there are things in place for that. And right now we're seeing termites unleashed on everything. And this is a termite appointment. We know for sure that Bobby Kennedy is a vaccine denier. He's a vaccine denier. He denies being a denier. But
this is the absolute triumphant takeover of the Republican Party by MAGA. And it will be the takeover of the U.S. government by MAGA if the Senate lets all of these people go through.
So clearly, mainstream media loves RFK Jr. Now, real quick, I want to mention from Van Jones, right? It said that he was a former Obama administration official, which is very ironic because look at what I just discovered today. Look at this. Look at this old publishing. Obama considers stars for cabinet by Mike Allen in November 5th, 2008. Look at this. President-elect Barack Obama is strongly considering Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Environmental Protection Agency, a cabinet post, Democratic officials told Politico. Huh. So interesting. So I'm wondering if RFK Jr. is just the bad guy right now because he's not on your team. He could have been on your team, but you guys wanted to mess around, not give him a fair shot. And now he is on Team Trump. And honestly, Team Trump loves him. The MAGA movement absolutely loves RFK Jr. They have completely absorbed Maha, and it is great. And another point that I wanted to make, I saw this from Lauren Lee, and I was recently, there's this guy on X. I'm not sure what his name is. He comes out on my feed a lot, but he always says, follow the money. If you want to get to truth, follow the money. And look at this. Lauren Lee says, safe and effective when RFK Jr. mentions independent research and ending liability protections. And look at this. Pfizer stock down. It decreases so much. It's down 7.5%. And what about Moderna? Moderna stock is plummeting, down 21%. Look at this. And I just want the people who are, very unbiased, the people who are very moderate. What do you think is happening here? If RFK Jr. is advocating for vaccine safety and transparency, which is good, which is what most Americans would actually believe is good for society and good for the country, what is up with these pharmaceutical giants and their stocks plummeting? What do these people know? The people who have deep pockets, the millionaires and the billionaires who are trying to get Kamala Harris elected, what do they know? Okay, that's kind of my question. That's kind of how I'm following the money. But it's not all bad. Look at this. Colorado Governor Jared Polis wrote that he's actually very excited for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be the secretary of the HHS. And I just think, like, you guys could go ahead and read this whole thing. I think it's great. He talks about how RFK Jr. helped us defeat vaccine mandates in Colorado in 2019. And he believes that he's actually going to help make America healthy again by shaking up the HHS and FDA. And honestly, I thought whenever I was reading this, like, this is probably good. He's genuinely exciting. This is a pretty unbiased take, especially coming from, a state like Colorado, obviously very liberal minded, but he's excited. This isn't something that you've seen from a blue state. But guys, a lot of people aren't liking it. This is kind of the more concerned part, the more concerned it takes. First off, we have R. Kennedy Jr. responding, saying, thank you, Governor Polis. I look forward to working with you. Let's make America healthy again. Okay, this is very, very healthy dialogue happening here. But I want to talk about Hank Green. Right, Hank Green, right underneath this post. I don't know if you guys know him. I believe he's a scientist. He made a lot of videos that people still watch today in high school and in college, kind of about the social sciences, as well as I believe he's a biologist and he's an author. I think he's great. I like watching his videos. I really do. I feel like I learn a lot from him. And he says lowering drug prices, improving nutritional standards, and reducing pesticides use are causes that could genuinely improve public health. Okay, so these are, I really like this take. Okay, so he starts off with how he agrees that RFK Jr. could actually contribute to public health, but not without throwing in some jabs. And I think this is where the substance is. He says, there are significant concerns about his track record. Beyond his vaccine stance, RFK Jr. has also promoted scientifically unsupported claims about HIV/AIDS, suggesting that HIV doesn't cause AIDS, a view that has already been widely debunked and has caused harm in communities affected by this disease. He's also pushed conspiracy theories about 5G and Wi-Fi, alleging health risks that extensive research doesn't support. And he ends with saying this, and I think this is what's important. He says, the risk is that with a track record like this, he could bring these same tendencies to HHS, diverting focus from evidence-based health initiatives. I fully agree that we need reform in areas like drug pricing, nutrition, and agriculture policy. And I love that he's really for these, Hank Green, right? And he names them specifically. But it looks like his real problem is with RFK Jr. the person, not RFK Jr., the leader, not RFK Jr., the attorney, not RFK Jr., the person who's been fighting decade after decade after decade of his life for this, doing these things. He says, but we need a leader who will pursue these reforms with rigorous science and public health as the top priority, rather than personal beliefs or fringe theories. I am disappointed to see this level of support from you. We're losing our institutions to people who professionally degrade trust in them, and that causes real harm. That's this guy's whole bag. Be very careful here. Now, I obviously very much so disagree with Hank Green. I want to make that very clear. Sometimes whenever I'm making these videos, people are like, why weren't you meaner to them? They're lying. They're not saying the truth. And here's my thing, guys. I always want to know what the other side is saying. I want to know where you disagree with it, and what the truth actually is. Because yes, people have their biases. People have, these wild claims on both sides. But if you ever want to speak to someone's worldview, you need to understand their worldview. So this is me trying to understand. But there's really just one thing I want to respond with to Hank Green when he says, but we need a leader who will pursue these reforms with rigorous science and public health as the top priority, rather than from personal beliefs or fringe theories. Okay, Hank Green, I want you to watch this. Okay, just a couple of seconds. I saw this from Dr. Ben Tapper. He posted this yesterday where RFK Jr. says, I spent 30 years trying to get mercury out of the fish in this country, and nobody ever called me anti-fish. Check this out.
Dr. Fauci contradicted me, and when President Trump ordered him to meet with me, him and Francis Collins and a group of my colleagues, I said to them at that time, you've said publicly that I've been dishonest about that. Can you show us a single pre-licensing safety trial, placebo-controlled safety trial for any of the 72 vaccines required for American children? And he made that show of looking through a file, and he said, well, they're back in Bethesda. And I said, will you send them to me? And I never heard from him again. So we sued the HHS under the Freedom of Information Law. After a year of litigation, they sent us a letter, which is posted on CHD's website, that acknowledges that they are now not able to locate a single pre-licensing safety trial, placebo-controlled, for any of the vaccines that are now mandated for children. These are zero liability vaccines. I'm not anti-vaccine, but I think we need to be honest and we need to have good science. I spent 30 years trying to get mercury out of the fish in this country, and nobody ever called me anti-fish.
They couldn't locate a single trial. This is the safety and transparency that people are begging for. And Hank Green has the audacity to say that we need a leader who will pursue these reforms. When were you talking smack about Anthony Fauci? Okay, when were you criticizing those leaders? When were you criticizing those doctors and those scientists whenever they came up short? But here you are criticizing Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because he's actually doing the thing that you claim so desperately, that you say you want someone that will put public health first, right? Well, I'm telling you right now, Hank, it's not the team that you're on. Okay, look at this other moment with RFK Jr. Check it out.
CDC's responsibility to do those studies, and they've been ordered again and again and again to do them, and they have refused. And that's wrong. We need an agency that is putting public health first and not pharmaceutical profits.
My favorite part. Did you hear that? We need an agency that is putting public health first and not pharmaceutical profits. And like we talked about earlier, follow the money. Okay? Follow the money. These companies, these companies that take in billions of dollars, they know what they're doing is wrong. They know that they are not serving the American health. They know that they are not serving the American public. They know that they are not for me or for you. They are for money. But all that's changing. Okay? All of that is changing because RFK Jr. will be the next Secretary of Health and Human Services. This is This is incredible, and it's really disappointing to see so much vigorous hate towards him. I posted this yesterday. This is I think is my most viral tweet of all time. I wrote, RFK Jr., I want to help Americans live their healthiest and most full lives. Democrats, every Democrat says, how disgusting of you. Like, this is the you would think that Democrats would actually be excited for healthcare reform. But no, you think they'd be excited over vaccine safety and transparency. You think they'd be excited that their food is about to get healthier. But no, they're not. And you all know why? It's because, again, the media is lying to you. And it's really uncomfortable to see. I saw there was a comment. It's like the top comment of this post. They wrote, I hate how the left-wing and mainstream media has labeled him, and people just go with it. If anybody did a second of research on him, they'd realize how lucky we are to have him as HHS. I completely agree. And I responded saying, so many people have been lied to about him. So let's take this as an opportunity to not only educate them, but give people good independent coverage that mainstream media never would. So I really do want to take this moment to, yes, RFK Jr. has been villainized in the public's eyes, but he's not the villain. These big pharmaceutical and food companies, those are the villains, not this guy. This guy wants to make America healthy again. He wants to make your food better. He wants to make your vaccines safer. And I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather trust here. So I'm really excited about this. I will say this is going to be the end of the video right here. But I'll say one thing. Please, RFK Jr., just leave the Diet Coke alone. Okay, this post went viral. This person says, Lily D. Smith, she wrote, if RFK Jr. bans Diet Coke, I will make it January 6th look like a Girl Scout meeting. And I got to tell you, I think I might be for that. Okay. RFK Jr., you could take everything away. Okay. You really can. I'd be okay. Just leave my Diet Coke alone. Okay. Don't touch In-N-Out. All right. In-N-Out's okay. Okay. Leave the Diet Coke and leave the In-N-Out, and I think we'll be happy. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in for this conversation. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please go ahead and like and subscribe, but also subscribe to the newsletter. I love this newsletter so much. Again, it's some good independent media, and we continue having these conversations in a deeper way, and we send it straight to your inbox. It's completely free to sign up. There is a paid option if you want. You don't have to at all, but this is where we talk about the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future and send them straight to your inbox. Also, real quick, guys, I'm getting married. Holy smokes. I'm getting married on Sunday. So I do think this might be the last video that I make until then. I might make a video on Sunday. I don't think I'm going to make a video tomorrow on Saturday, but holy smokes, this is so exciting. The next time you see me, I might have a ring on this finger. Wouldn't that be so cool? Also, I made a new outro, and I'm so excited for it. Let me know what you think about it. If you stayed and watched the outro, just let me know what you think about it in the comments. And why don't you comment peanut butter and jelly? Okay, comment peanut butter and jelly if you stayed for the outro, and let me know what you think about it. And also, please let me know what you think about these other conversations that we had here. Okay, thank you so much. I'll let it play out. Check it out. Episode's over already? Jeez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.